So guys, welcome to the Self Group back again, and without further ado we jump straight into it. And today's topic is empathy and narcissism in general. So because obviously we know like different people have different settings, like based on the environment where they found themselves in when they were born, and obviously they can get influenced without like leaving aside the fact that like genetics come in place as well when we talk about this kind of thing. But mainly I want to apply this whole topic into like your day-to-day life. Do you understand? So regarding like, I'm not gonna be talking from a narcissist point of view, but I'm gonna be talking from an empath point of view, because obviously like narcissism can have different levels and it is on a spectrum, and some people might argue that like even we all have like a degree of narcissism within us. And so yeah, so basically what I want to say is that like first of all, like you need to develop your awareness, because you might be like a person that simply doesn't know whether he's an empath, a narcissist, or maybe I don't know, whatever the case might be. So in this instance you need to actually have a little introspection going on inside of you to realize where you stand in the spectrum. But for empaths, like, because I know it might be like a bit hard for you to constantly be going through things, and it feels like you always are the one that falls behind, like you never have the upper hand. And if that's the case, I want you to understand very well that like this is a marathon, this is not a sprint. Because eventually, let's say for example, like you might even start in a work environment, yeah, and you're, I don't want to say like praise yourself, like you're a good person, you tend to want to help people, or if you have the decision whether to screw somebody up or not, you choose not to willingly, even though there is like some kind of personal gain within screwing the other person. And why you as an empath you will win, because you need to understand that first of all, society is a like mix of human beings, so you can't be just you in society. Do you understand? And yes, that's true, sometimes you see like those sociopath kind of person, or maybe like a narcissist that like they can climb through the hierarchy in whatever might be. It can be like a work environment, it can be like anything depending on the case scenario, obviously. And I want you to apply whatever I'm talking about in your experience, so you can have like a rough idea about what I'm trying to convey. But in this instance, yeah, you might grow, you understand? But then let's say for example, like, because you need to remember that like a narcissist, they always have like a degree of not feeling good within themselves. Do you understand? That's why, like I said before, it is on a spectrum, and it depends your case scenario. Like it might be like up, down, or middle, or you're unaware. But regardless, like a narcissist is always somebody who obviously yes has intentions. Like his intentions are always, his attention, sorry, is always direct towards themselves. For example, let's say there is, I don't know, like $100 to split, and somebody has to decide how to split them, and this narcissist is the one who has to decide how to split them. Is definitely gonna like look for a the upper hand sort of thing. Do you understand? And while you being an empath, you might like think that you want other people to eat first before you, if that makes sense. Do you understand? And some people, they might tell you, oh, but you are stupid, why would you do that, like you know that the person wants to make money off you, blah blah. But then obviously, because you will never go against something that you believe in, and eventually it might lead you to feel like off about yourself. Do you understand? While in reality, this narcissist, he might like get the compensation in the short term, and he might be like get every validation that he's looking for, you understand, by being the kind of person that they want to be, or depending on the case scenario. But you as an empath, to a degree, you will always get people's respect. Why? Because you are truthful to your being, you are truthful to who you are, to what you believe in, to where you're going, you understand. And eventually, obviously, society is split into different kind of people. Some people are like naturally born leaders, some people are followers, some people they're just lost. You understand? And you being an empath, you will always gain the advantage in the long term, because eventually the narcissist, his game is gonna burn out. Do you understand? He will burn his position, and if not, it will cost him very dearly for him to keep up with whatever he's trying to keep up. While within empath, it might be like a bit harder, but eventually, like, you can kinda feel good with people. Do you understand? I'm not saying that obviously you being an empath you will avoid suffering. That's complete opposite. You most likely gonna suffer more than anybody else. Do you understand? But the day they're gonna find peace, truly peace within yourself and the people in your surroundings, it will be worth it, because it is based on like a pure transaction exchange of love, let's say. Do you understand? Sometimes I might like gain less in order for me to give you. Do you understand? And if you're an empath yourself, you will do the same thing with myself. And as you can see, this is like a predisposition of something good about to happen. Do you understand? Because you pretty much guys are on the same wave, and it can happen in many instances. Do you understand? Like you might have like somebody that you look up to for what they own. For example, somebody has a nice car, nice house and stuff, but obviously that person, to get whatever he had like to be like an asshole. He had to be like a narcissist. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? While you in the other hand, like you're there, like you're, wow, like I would like to have what this guy has. Do you understand? And then you're gonna start thinking about yourself like, but why don't I have it? Like, I truly deserve it more than this person. And that is the mistake, because nobody deserves nothing more than the other person. There are only things and prices to be paid. You understand? And regarding of the thing that you want and the price that you're willing to pay, that's what the result is gonna depend on. And with that being said, you need to choose truly within yourself, what is it your priority, what is it that you want. Do you want to be like a good person and feel good within yourself, or do you want to probably like, because narcissists, they don't even feel bad, you understand, like when they make bad decisions. Or you need to decide that I wanna forsake like my empathy and try to be like a little bit of an asshole, but then I can get those material things that I'm truly after. But the thing is, at least I'm talking for myself, because as I said in all the other different videos, this is the self group, and you need to focus mainly on the message, not about me personally, because if I can use my personal experiences to link and add as extra evidence to whatever the core message of the specific video is, then you understand. And yeah, in my case, I would never do that, because to me, I'd rather have less money, have less, I don't know, material things, but I'm truly in a state of peace of mind, because whoever like is in my circle has been vetted properly, and we are on the same wave, and we just do things for each other. Do you understand? And because like my best friend, we are pretty much on the same wave. Do you understand? Like, cause like we had very big throughout the years, because obviously I'm about to be 30 years old, and he's been my day one since like as early as I can remember. Do you understand? And there have been instances where, like, let's say my empathy or his empathy got tested, or where anything. So we had uncomfortable conversation within, like, oh no, why should I give you this? Why should you give me this? Blah blah blah. But it was like a conversation from a pure point of perspective. So it's not like, oh, why should I give you this? Like to make you feel a certain way. No, it is like pure logic. And then obviously you run it through, you talk about logic and stuff, and it kind of starts making sense whatever like we are trying to talk about. And this is, I'm grateful first of all, because this is something very rare. You understand? Like many times you think that a person is good or they are empathetic or whatever, but in reality is all an act. And without making the video too long, I'm just gonna wrap it up with one last thing, and with this thing is gonna be a topic in the next video. So if you're interested and you just like share the same mindset, just like subscribe so you're not gonna miss out. What I truly believe is that a narcissist is never happy within himself, and eventually, if for some reason you got put in a situation, confrontation or a measurement between you and a narcissist, and like then you separated, I can guarantee that that person is still wondering about you and what you're doing in your life. And this topic of empath and narcissist narcissism, we are not even gonna dive into like a relationship, like romantic relationship between like two individuals. This is just on a surface level, because this is a very big topic to unpack, and I see a lot of people that they struggle with it. I did struggle with it like for many years, but eventually I came to the conclusion: this is who I am, this is what I want to be, and this is what I believe in, and I will never go against it. Did I have to pay the price for that? Like, yes, absolutely, multiple times, and it felt painful. I got angry, I got frustrated, but with the years passing by and like getting older and the wisdom is increasing, I realized that at that point was the only true decision that I could have made, and I'm glad that I've made that decision, because that's exactly what went um, alongside my nature. Do you understand? So I didn't have to fight my nature to make that decision. Yes, did I have to pay a high price? Absolutely, but without paying that price, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. So yeah, that's it pretty much. So guys, you always think about the long term game. You need to be happy within yourself, because in the end, you know, plenty of rich people, they make money and then they just off themselves because they can't handle whatever they did, or they can't sleep at night. So make your decision, define who you are, know thyself, thyself group. So that's the whole core message: know thyself, because if you don't know who you are, then you can't do anything about it. You're cooked. Do you understand? At least, like, probably you're a narcissist, and you know, like, sometimes you like it, sometimes you don't, and then you watch this video and you say like, "Right, like, probably like I have these bad qualities, I might have to work on them," and eventually you're gonna make some progress. So in the end, it's all about your priorities and your moral code and your virtues. So yeah, be nice to people. Do you understand? Because you never know, like, as it is said, the wheel spins. So you might be at a point, but then eventually, like, the wheel spins and you go back to the other situation back again, where like somebody's at your mercy or you are at somebody's mercy. And yeah, I think as a collective, then it's a collective consciousness. We are humans. We are all brothers and sisters in the end. If you put beliefs aside, yes, if you're an empath, develop your confidence, because that's exactly what is gonna develop your charm and charisma. That's why people, they're gonna start rating you. They're gonna respect you because of that. You understand how many times, at least like in my life, that happened to me, where I had to pay a price, a very high price, but eventually people that were in that situation, they took my side, because they understand and they understood that I chose them over myself. And you might argue, but are you sure like those people wouldn't choose themselves instead of you? Well, that's the whole point. If you're an empath and you try to do good, you don't expect anything in return. You're doing it literally for the love of the game, because you understand life, you understand how like big reality is, and where you fit in that reality, and where this narcissist that takes advantage of people fits in this reality. So with that being said, my friend, so don't forget to subscribe so you're not gonna miss any other videos, and see you in the next video. Adios.